Alright, story time. This is story time, and it's a true story. This is going to be kind of a fast one, quick one. But the story goes, so the Prince and the Pauper? Fuck that, forget about it. It's kind of similar. But this is a true story that actually happened. It's happening right now. Now, there was a young man, about 20, 22, 23 years old. And he had a big group of friends. Like 6, 7 friends he went to downtown with. In Atlanta. It was, not Atlanta, I'm sorry. It was, where was it? Where did I see it from? My friend, he just told me about it, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it actually happened. Philadelphia, right? Atlanta, Philadelphia. How do I get that mixed up, right? So, this guy, and then he went out there, and then they took a train there, the same bus stop, about 30 minutes away from the club, is what you call it, 21 and over, that we're drinking. Everyone's of age, of course. They go and celebrate and have some drinks and stuff, right? Alright, cool. So they did that, and he went there. On the other side, there was this is what I was told, and I believe it to a key. And I've seen pictures, so it's true. I've seen pictures of the wedding, pictures and stuff. I'm foreshadowing. Just wait. It's a good ending. And then on the other side, there's a girl, same thing, and she went out. It wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't like a bridesmaids party, a normal story. It was just girls going out. These girls do the same thing guys do. They're proud. I mean, sometimes you go out and you meet, whatever. But this is why it's crazy. So they went out there, and they went to the same bus stop. Same bus stop. At different times beforehand. I don't know what happened beforehand, of course. They all did their own separate things. The male group of friends and the female group of friends. And they all went to this certain, I guess, club, bar, whatever you want to call it, a place for 21 and over year-old adults like me and yourself, if you to go hang out and chill. Hookah spot, whatever. So they did that. And, I don't know. I don't know what happened between then and there, a couple hours or so. But they went back. And then they went back to that spot, to the bus stop, right? Or the train. Or the bus. It's a train bus, not a train. It's not a train. It's a bus. I'm sorry. It's like a bus. A light rail, whatever you call it. The thing that can take you between cities and stuff from the outskirts. They got it in Philly, So they did that. And while they were on that, there was one member of the male group who ran out of money. And he didn't buy his ticket back. So he got kicked off that same train that night. Because he had to. And all of his friends were like, oh shit. They didn't roll with him. Because they were all drunk and stuff. It's not their fault. They're feeling good. So like, all right, man, see you. Good luck. Pretty much, that's what they said. Right? And the other friend was like, oh, dang. Like, shit, he didn't, There was the same girl of that female party that the same thing happened to her that night. And she got kicked out the same time of that train, that light rail, that the male did. At this spot. And her female friends did the same thing. They're like, oh, sorry, honey, like, whatever. I'm not going to say any name, but it starts with an R, like Rachel, like, that's her name, like Jacob, but the guy's Jacob. So that happened. It's fake. This is a true story. I just heard it. My brother just told me from DC. This happened. Like, he was there. He was part of the mail group. I ain't gonna say no names. So they're both out of the outskirts now. And they both kind of knew what was going on. They were feeling good. They started talking. And they realized how much they have in common. And that the same damn thing happened to each other and stuff. And they ended up meeting a random guy at night. And, they all thought, they already said, like, damn, how are we going to get home and stuff? But a guy, like, helped them out and stuff. He told them their story. They linked up because they were already feeling good. And they recognized the eyes. It was like Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. And they hit it off pretty much. Like, the romantic movies that you see on, like, the silver screen? It was like that. Like, this young man who got kicked off and his friends left him, and the same thing happened to this girl, got kicked off, and they were like, what the fuck, like, holy shit, and they ended up, like, hanging out and, like, fucking hitting it off, like, big time. And they met this guy who ended up freaking actually, like, being what's it called, a sweeper of the train stops. And he said, hey man, I can get you guys, like, tickets, like, I can pay for it real quick, like, you guys can pay me back, of course, once you get the money and all that. And, like, the girl, of course, she was like, I don't know when I'm gonna get that, fuck. But the guy was like, I'm gonna get that, like, I'm gonna work, I'll get that to you next week. And the guy was like, all right, I got you. That's like brotherly love, Philadelphia. Like I said, this took place in Philadelphia. It's America, So he's like, I got you. Plus the tickets are only $1, but they lucked out. They did not luck out at all because they ran out of money at the bar and stuff. Because they were with their buddies. And when when you're 20 years old, 30, you're college graduate, college student, all that good stuff, whatever, that happens. That's happened to me personally, obviously. But this isn't about me. So that happened, and he got the train ride home to them, to the spot where they could respectfully be at and go home. Thank the Lord. I have no idea to this day if that man or if that girl who got kicked off that bus that night paid this man back. But I somehow know that they did one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Good water. So, and they end up heading off. And on that bus ride back, they were both just going over everything and pretty much, talking about, all that good stuff. I know it sounds like I'm a director for like a romantic movie, but this actually really happened in Philadelphia. He told me it was like, 4 or 5 years ago. Recently, I don't know all that details. Because when he told me, he's a guy I work with. I work at a restaurant with him. He's like a dishwasher and I'm a cook. And so he was telling me kind of quick, but that's why I'm putting this up on here, because I'm really like, I don't know, maybe you could reach someone out there somewhere. Because what happened with in this month, or last month, Valentine's Day, they end up, they're married now. They are married now. I swear on everything. The same girl and the same guy who got kicked off that bus that night, and who their friends pretty much, they ditched them, but they love them, they ditched them. They hitched up, drunk as fuck, no money. A random brother out there helped them. get back to their location where they're supposed to be at. And isn't that romantic and beautiful? And they're married. They got married like 2 weeks after that. Like, I don't know what happened during that, because I'm not an individual, you know. And I don't want to know. In a good way. Because that's how God is. Love, kingdom marriage stuff, 144. That's why I'm talking about the twin flame soulmate stuff. Divine timing. This is a true story. This is a true story happening on planet Earth. This is planet Earth, right? I'm from Maryland. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. This is a story I heard from my buddy from Philadelphia. And it's 2023, March 2nd. So yeah, this is a true story. It's a true story. And they end up getting hitched. One way or another. I don't know whether they went to report, whatever. They got hitched. They got married. They might be expecting soon, right? I don't know. Because of that. Because of getting kicked. So, when it looks like there's nothing, you get kicked off, there's nothing. You have no money and stuff. And God makes something happen, and it's the opposite. You end up getting something that's better than money or whatever. And you gain a wife / husband, whatever, or like a best friend forever. Because of bygones be bygones. So they got hitched, they got married. And let's just say they're working on buying that same train stop, that same bus. They're working on buying it. And let's just say they don't really talk to their old friend groups anymore. Because they're kind of busy being in love. While their friends are still going out, getting drunk, or whatever. Because they weren't the ones who got kicked off the train / bus that night. And they're still out there looking for something. But I don't think they're going to get as lucky as these two that night. Blessings in disguise. True story. It happened in Philadelphia. It's beautiful. My friend just told me that. You know, where I was working with. So I wanted to share that with everybody. I'm going to post this video. Just got some brand new Iron Man. I'm watching Iron Man glasses for my brother Ben. How you doing? Me and Ben love Iron Man. And that's a true story. Alright? White Ranger Stone. And hopefully, hey man, you never know. You never know. He showed me a picture too. She's pretty good looking too. Just saying. They're both good looking. He's a handsome guy, no homo. And she's very beautiful as well. And they're working on starting a family now. See that? It reminds me of Jacob with his wives and stuff. You feel me? Alright. That's it. I was the guy in that story. Story about me. Good. Alright. Have a good one.